Hey everyone, just wanted to welcome everyone to our August 2020 Erin Mills market update. We're going to be looking at both neighborhoods south of the 403 and north of the 403 in Erin Mills. It's been a pretty crazy market to say the least over the last couple months, especially with everything going on with COVID and the economy doing what it's doing. I think I can speak for everyone that we're all a little surprised to see how strong the market has been. So we've got some great numbers to go through with you today. I'm also going to be touching on the showing activity and offer activity, so you guys can see kind of behind the scenes what's driving prices and what's driving activity. So I'm going to start off with that right now. We're just going to go through showing and offer activity and just give you guys sort of a behind the scenes look at what's driving the market. So we're going to start off with the last 180 days. This is showing activity in the blue, which is the kind of significant trend line that you'll see there. I'm just going to get rid of the other ones at the bottom for now. So it goes back to middle of February to where we are right now at the beginning of August. You can see at the middle of March, that's sort of when the COVID shutdown began. Things were at a standstill for about a month. But if you jump to where we are right now at the beginning of August, I mean, it's really amazing to see that showing activity is actually much higher than it was earlier in the year, which is when we all thought we were gearing up for a pretty strong real estate year. So again, if you just look at the trend line here in July and August, I mean, it's pretty amazing to see how quickly things have come back as well, from a showing perspective. If we look at offers, so again, it's a pretty similar trend line. Offers, and this is daily offers on all properties listed in the GTA. So middle of March, again, we went right down. You know, you saw lows of about 400 a day, and then if you look where we are right now, 4,000, 4,100, 4,220. I mean, again, for me, it's just amazing to see how much higher we are than the beginning of the year in February, which was really a strong market to start the year. So if we zip down here to our last 30 days, pretty stable. I mean, we've got our typically weekly highs and lows on our weekends. But again, the last month or so, week by week, it looks very similar here. And that might indicate a couple things. It might tell us that the market is sort of leveled off and this is where we're going to stay right now, or it may be a temporary pause before some of the uncertainty of the fall. But again, very healthy right now. Great time for sellers. They're seeing a lot of showings and a good amount of offers if they're priced correctly. And then this is this week. So again, just gives you an idea of the month over month for showing activities. Again, not much of a change from this time last month at the beginning of July. So again, it might just give us an indication that things have kind of stabilized and we might be here at these levels for at least the foreseeable future right now. And again, this just gives you an insights into some more month-to-month stats. So showing's actually down 7%, but again, if you look at the trend line, it's pretty similar. So I wouldn't say anything significant there, but we'll follow that and see what happens over the next month. Offers up about 1% month over month. Sold's down. You know, that might indicate something's going on. Typically a little slower as we get into August as well. Obviously the vacations that people typically take will not be as common, but if you follow the market at all in cottage country, the cottage rentals, cottage purchases, they're pretty hot right now. So I think we'll still see sort of that August vacation trend, but it'll more so be towards cottages rather than, you know, traveling outside of Canada. And then this week versus last week. So again, just to get very hyper specific, you can see the week over week total. Again, we're up a little this week in showings, but nothing really significant there. So that's kind of that for the behind the scenes look at showings and offers and really what's driving the market activity right now. I'm going to actually send it over to Peter, and he's going to give us an idea of what the numbers look north of the 403. Peter, what have you kind of seen overall in terms of?
So the numbers, since we've started doing this sometime in the early spring with these live recordings, we've seen some consistency with year-over-year numbers of significant, even double-digit increases, anywhere from the condo apartments all the way up to the detached. And we found some really interesting stats north of 403 with detached this month, last 30 days, which actually were the best reporting numbers over any other category. So we'll get into those stats once we start looking at slides.
For sure. Okay, so these stats that we're going to go over, we're comparing this same time frame, so middle of July to middle of August from 2019, and compared where we are at 2020 right now. So we're going to start with the condo apartments. Again, this is south of 403 in the neighborhood of Erin Mills. So this time last year, there were 10 sales in this time period for condo apartments. Average list price of 473, average sale price of 466, with an average days on market of 21. If we jump to this year, inventory a little lower, but sale price way up. Again, that might be a little bit more just due to the inventory that had sold, but a little bit market indicative as well. A 581 sold price and days on market 7. So that's pretty significant there in terms of, higher priced units, and they're actually taking a lower amount of time to sell. If we jump next to our condo townhomes, so this time last year there were 15 sales, an average sale price of 616 with days on market of 19. And then if we jump to where we are right now, prices jumped way up, 706. Inventory down a little bit, only 6 sales. Days on market 11, but again, this price increase for the townhomes, it's pretty indicative of kind of what we're seeing across all price points. The market's really rebounded since COVID. The buyers are out there, they're looking, they're ready to move. Up next, we have our semis from 2019. Average sale price of 741, units sold 9 with an average days on market of 19. And again, looking back on last year, these are very healthy numbers, just to give some perspective. We had a very healthy market last year. And then if we jump to where we are right now, again, another price increase, 814, 6 units sold with an average days on market of 18. So again, you just see in every category we're at, the prices have gone up year over year and pretty significantly. And then if we scroll to our last category here, these are the detached homes. Some good inventory to look at for both years. Last year we had 16 sold with an average sale price of just under 950, days on market for 20. Again, pretty healthy numbers looking back at last year. And then if we jump to this year, it's pretty incredible to see what's going on. 24 units sold in that same 30-day time period, an average sale price of 1.15, days on market 11. The price increase is pretty staggering to see. I think the days on market is very indicative of what's going on in the market right now. We typically don't see an average days on market this low for sort of the upper detached category. If you're reading the news or following along with the media, part of the trend has been, maybe moving away from the condo style or even smaller townhome style and, moving out a little farther, getting into a detached or a semi, easier to isolate, easier to social distance when you've got a nice big backyard, a little more space in your house. So again, the detached increase is the most staggering one that we have. And I think it gives you a good idea of what buyers are looking at right now. So that concludes the south of the 403 portion right there. Again, some pretty staggering numbers. I'm going to throw this over to Peter. Peter, for some reason, the screen sharing option isn't working for you, so maybe you can just walk us through your.
Yeah, absolutely. I have all the numbers in front of me on another computer just above my screen here. So I'll just kind of read it out to you. And I'll try not to go too quick so that you can digest the information. So in the same order that you just mentioned, Sean, starting with condo apartments in 2019, we had 10 transactions in 2019 in a 30-day period. We saw an average sale price of $474,000, 99 days on the market, 18 days on the market, 99% average. If we move to 2020, we saw almost double the sales, 17 sales, so more activity in the condo market with a mean average price of $544, 101% of asking, and about the same time, about 17 days on the market. So what we're seeing is we saw double the activity in condos and an increase of about 10% or thereabouts approximate value year over year. So we've seen lots of activity in condos to start. Moving to townhomes, condo townhomes, we saw 8 sales in 2019 for an average sale price of $658,000, 21 days on the market, and almost full asking at 99%. We switch over to 2020, we actually saw exactly 8 sales, so very balanced between the 2 years, month over month, with a 707 average sale price, 101%. So again, like the condo apartments, we're seeing over asking a lot of scenarios here, not enough inventory and a lot of demand. 15 days on the market, and we're seeing again, around double-digit increases year over year. If we move to, I'm just gonna look at my notes here because I don't have it on screen. Freehold townhomes. There wasn't actually any in both 2019 and 2020. We've had very low sales. I guess people like their freehold townhomes. They don't want to move out of them. North of Eglinton, we do have some larger models that in many cases are over 2,000 square feet, and people are just, might be the right size home for them and they're not ready to move. We saw for the first 6 months of 2019 an average sale price of $796,000. And in 2020, in the first 6 months, we saw an average sale price of $812. So a moderate 2, 3, 4% increase. We didn't really see the volume in either year to really have an accurate depiction of what's going on in freehold townhomes. Looking at semis, in 2020, we saw, again, only 2 sales in 2019 for the last 30 days at an average sale price of $770,000. And moving to 2020, I had to go back to the whole year. Again, we've had very, very low inventory on semis, and we saw a jump up to 867,000. So that is a significant double-digit increase again in the small amount of inventory that we've seen. Like south of 403 and Erin Mills, north Erin Mills, we've seen a huge spike in detached, which we go back to 2017 when we had that crazy first 6 months. That's when we saw some of the craziest pricing and adjustments with detached. We had in 2019 we had pardon me, let me just get to it, 9 sales with $1,080,000 with an average sale price of 102%. So last time at this year we had over asking getting for detached homes. 13 days on the market, 9 sales. But when we look at this year, we had 21 sales. So again, more than double the sales at 1.236, 101% of asking. So that's pretty impressive for a detached home. The average sale price is over asking with 11 days on market, which is really fast. We're normally seeing an average days on market of maybe 3 weeks for detached. So like South Erin Mills, I think detached wins the contest in the last 30 days. If you have a detached home and you're side sizing or downsizing or moving out of the area, it's definitely a good time to get on the market. It's not just a hot seller's market from these 2 sets of numbers, it's a super hot market. So that concludes north of Erin Mills. I just wanted to thank everybody for watching, and before you go, August 13th, tomorrow at Arbor Green Park on Treetop Crescent, we're doing the Hanlon team yoga class, and we have a yoga instructor on our team. Dorothy's going to be doing that tomorrow, which is August 13th, 10 to 11 a.m. And if you do have any questions about your specific street, your specific home, maybe you don't fall into that exact category that we just talked about, email us at info@thehandlingteam.com or 905 271-5141, and we'd be happy to reach out and get you those new statistics for your home. Sean, do you have anything else to add before we sign out?
No, that's great, Peter. Again, I think both north and south of the 403, we're seeing a huge driving of the detached market, something we didn't see even a couple months ago. We'll continue to follow that and see how that's impacted as we get closer to the end of the year. Again, mortgage deferrals coming up in the fall. Any job losses that have been there, starting to hit the 5 or 6 month mark. So we'll see. I think the fall will be very interesting in terms of what happens in the market. Again, if you're a seller and you want to sort of know what the market's going to look like when you put your home on the market, I wouldn't wait until the fall. We know where things are at right now. The fall will bring a lot of uncertainty. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing.
It certainly feels like people are cashing out, doesn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
Getting out their equity.
Yep, cashing out, and then people are moving up from their smaller condo or townhome to have more space. A lot more time is spent at home now. So whether they need that home office, 2 home offices, or just some more time more time and space to social distance, I think that's really driving the trend. So yeah, thanks again to everyone who's joined us today. If you have any questions, you can always, if you're watching this via email, you can reply to the email, or if you're seeing on one of our social media platforms, just shoot a message or shoot us a comment. Thanks again.
Thanks, everyone.